Hi, I'm Mr Doodle. Welcome to my studio. Please come on in. I've been in this studio for just over a year now, and it's kind of my dream space to work, really. It gives me such height just to create large doodle installation sculptures and realise many of the ideas that I have in my head, I guess. This year I'm collaborating with Comic Relief and doodling on their red nose, which is really fun, and I really wanted to bring in the fun and joy and happiness of my drawings within those nose designs. So the characters are smiling, they're kind of laughing. There's some of my signature characters like the Schmugs on one of them. I'm on one of them as well, so it should be really cool. I really hope people enjoy it, and I hope that it fits the whole vibe of fun and happiness and comic relief feeling to the designs that I've done. My house is covered in doodles, but this studio is more of a blank space so that I can bring new stuff in, develop things, try out ideas, then move it out, and it's kind of a working space, so it's much more blank instead of doodles, so that we can try out different ideas, different designs, and bring in different colours, and then experiment a lot more than the final doodle house that I live in. This is where a lot of the finished pieces end up in my studio. I store them in this racking area, and we have a real mixture of styles in here. So this is my kind of more overlaid transformation style, where I work in layers, and it's a bit looser, more expressive than the kind of more neat, orderly drawings that are a bit more like this. It's where I kind of let loose with the spray cans to give it a bit more of a raw feeling, I guess. And that's kind of the same with the ones above, and then this is the more traditional kind of Mr Doodle style with different colours and just kind of working with very clear defined shapes and icons. Most of what I do tends to be improvised, so I don't have a sketch, and kind of most of the time I'm just really just letting my hand do the work, and I'm not really thinking about what it is I'm doing. So when I draw these things, it's like I draw a square and it turns into a robot, or it's like a circle and it becomes a fish, and they just kind of build on each other, and it's a bit like a domino effect. One thing kind of leads to the next, and then suddenly you've got this big canvas full of all these different characters and stuff, but they've just kind of come out of nowhere, really. I don't like to think about it too much, because if I think too much about it, it becomes a bit too rigid and kind of kills the process a little bit. I don't even tend to look at the piece too much while I'm working on it. So when I'm drawing on this, I'll be kind of moving, at this sort of area, but I won't really stand back from it very much and take a moment of reflection. I just kind of like to be within the piece, and then once it's done, I'll move on to the next one. This is the storage room in my studio, where I store all my spray paint and my markers and the ink that refills my markers. I get through sometimes maybe 4 or 5 refills of a marker during making a big piece, like a 2 or 2 by 4 meter piece or something. And my granddad, he sort of organises it a bit for me, and we try and keep it mostly in colour sort of order, but sometimes it does get a bit messy. But it's a great space to have, where I can just come in here and I can be inspired by the materials more than anything, and then just make an idea or think of a plan for a new piece. Upstairs is the more sort of office area. This is where most of my team they work here. Here's some past projects of mine, recent kind of music album thing that I experimented with, some old robots. This one's from 10 years ago now. Some of the trainers that I do, and magazines and things. My desk's the messiest one, so sort of reflects on me. I'm not as orderly as the drawings, really. I like to keep on the shelves some of the things that remind me from like a young years, when I was really inspired to draw initially, and things like these Crash Bandicoot games. They were big influences on me when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and they kind of, even now, still have a bit of a, I kind of like reference things from there, and there's these old books like Subway Art, which inspired me a lot when I was a kid, and things like paintings from these kind of artists in here, like this piece, The Hand of Doom, by Scene, an amazing artist, and things like that, even from before I was born. That kind of whole era of art was a huge influence on me, and it's nice to look back and kind of remember like kind of who I was when I was like a teenager, and thinking about like what really kicked off this whole kind of journey of mine. So that's my studio. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to support Comic Relief, then you can buy my Doodle Red Nose in the link below. Thanks so much. Have a doodly day.